This is Master Cleveland Classic Taekwondo. Basically what this video will be is a breakdown of the modified Dagger form. You will see elements of the original form came from. I'll explain as those things go. What I'm trying to do is show the differences between the two forms. Again, I'll emphasize that when you're doing any of these practice forms and these forms when you're training, it's best to use something that is not harmful. It's no edge, no point. That being said, I'm going to break down the first movements of the traditional form. This movement right here symbolizes the removing of the knife and when we do a defensive posture. Next move, slash across the body or a deflected move. The front kick, slash down. Next movement, same thing. Next movement, an upward slash. Now, in contrast, what you're seeing here are basically the movements of more or less of a, what seems to me almost like a decorative move. In an actual situation, you're more likely to see something like this from a modified form where the weapon is at your side. The movement here is an upward elbow, and at the same time, a slash across the midsection. This elbow does two things. One is an upward strike to the person coming in, so it catches their chin, moving them back a bit. Or, if a blow is coming in, it'll catch it right there. The next movement is similar to the other. Slash across the midsection, kick here, except here you're going down. Here, kick, slash, down. And again, that upward slashing. It's reinforced, which protects here. Coming across, you're slashing across the midsection. Here, into the body. Now in the regular form or the traditional form, you're just doing this, and then you're going to the next movement. Here, if you're slashing here or stabbing here, the next movement will be looking like a reinforced elbow, but it's a slash across the neck. Bring the next person, stopping the blow here, stab to the ribs, going for the midsection, a punch follows it up. Same thing on the other side, up, down, across, body and groin, punch to the face. Next movement, contrast between the two, it's the same thing, that upward blow or that upward slash. In the traditional form, you're going with a lunging thrust. In the modified, here, instead of the lunging thrust, these are shorter stabs. Then slash across the neck, and slash finishing up. But to back up real quick, one of the problems I have with this lunging slash, this lunging thrust, is your arm becomes a fulcrum. If you miss, this is now meat on the table for a guy who's a wrestler or grappler who can take this arm and quickly take your weapon away at the very minimum. Break your arm and take your weapon away at the maximum. Here, I felt it keeps it closer to your body. Because this hand can stab and this hand can strike. And again. And when you stabbed here, that's going to double over. Then classical form, you go up here, down, punch, stab, punch. They go behind, stab, back kick, stab. Modified, I'm trying to enhance these movements a little more. So I'll turn around here. There's a slash, stab, just like in the tradition. Punch, stab, and instead of coming around your back with the blade, I grab the blade here. As I turn, back kick, stab, switch, back kick, stab. Traditional form, the next move, slash across here, and for reasons I don't know, a high side kick. No problem with that, except for the fact is, the higher it goes, the more risk you are. If you're fighting a person with a knife, you put a leg up there and miss, you're going to bleed out when they slash your Achilles tendon or your thigh. So instead, here, maybe a low front kick or a mid-level front kick, something that's not as easy to stop. And then, of course, you're finishing there. Turning this way, it comes across in the classical form like so. And modified, you're slashing. You might switch hands for one of the few times. Cut here, stab, switch hands, throw, and bring it back. Now, I'm in no way knocking the traditional form, but what I'm pointing out is the fact that what got me to do this was the fact that you're looking at the traditional form, you're seeing a lot of movements that to me didn't really make a whole lot of sense. This looks nice, but here's the problem. Your hands are both here. And what are you doing this for? I mean, one misstep, you cut your hand. I mean, they're thinking of it as having a sheath, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Dispose of the sheath? It's a problem. It's just something I thought was kind of strange. Where here, it's more likely you're going to draw a weapon. You bring that elbow up to create a barrier. If someone is behind you, you slash this guy, and you finish this guy if he's back there. The next movement is just, again, reinforced. And here. And then, of course, here. Which is straight up here, slashes through the throat, through the jaw. He's dead. Movements with the blade are fatal. You're either trying to damage a person before you kill them, or you're trying to outright take them out. Taekwondo does not originally have a knife form that I'm aware of, but Tang Soo Do, which I studied for a little while, does. I'm not knocking the Tang Soo Do people at all, it's just I felt there's always another way to look at a form. There's always a way to make something that's not really that bad, but much better, much more understandable. In future, you'll probably see weapons forms with the dagger and the stick, or even double daggers. Any questions? Post them on the board. Let me know.